Adrift. Chapter 1. "People die at Kauai Beach, Lillian," he said. "Why do you keep going back there?" She forced herself to remain quiet a moment longer than usual to quell an urge to put Glenn in his place. "Careless people," she said, enunciating each word, "die at all beaches." Then she remembered how many people had been having accidents and floating up dead at that particular beach. Lillian Avery sometimes crossed her fingers and secretly prayed that life would remain peaceful for a while. Many close calls and a couple of unexpected near-death experiences in the past made her wary, though she would not let Glenn know that. Those experiences had served to hone her senses. She simply saw them as markers along life's way, on her way to making her long-standing dreams come true. For the past year, she had made her home in paradise and considered herself one of the fortunate few to reside on the lush garden island of Kauai in Hawaii. Her secluded acre in the Wailua homesteads made an exemplary statement of the lifestyle she chose in which to complete her metamorphosis. She loved the constant mild temperatures, being surrounded by water and having views of the ocean from a distance on one side of her home, with mountains and waterfalls like ribbons for a backdrop on the other. Lily felt secure falling asleep with windows open while listening to the tropical downpours that occurred at the 1,000-foot elevation during the night. On her newly acquired property, that included a rambling 3-bedroom island house and guest cottage she teasingly called her villa, Lily planted a variety of tropical fruit trees and flowers. Much of the island's fresh organic produce was available from inland farmers in a different town each day. The local-style markets took place in parking lots. Tubs and crates spilled over with tropical fruits, vegetables, and flowers, vended from the backs of pickups and vans and usually sold out in an hour. Fresh fish could be had from local fishermen who sold their catches from ice chests along the roadsides. Once in a while, she got lucky happening upon a hukila at a beach. Anyone who helped haul in the net was always given a share of the catch. Although not an expected reward, this show of gratitude for the help was an everyday part of island life. Lily adjusted her needs to what she found around her. She cast off most of her frivolous desires and lived simply, having decided everything she needed was no farther away than a 5 or 10-minute drive. About the only reason she might leave the island would be to shop in Honolulu on neighboring Oahu for necessities not available locally. Sometimes she chose to simply go without. For recreation, she hiked the trails that enabled her to explore remote regions of Kauai like the Valley of the Lost Tribe. She had created the lifestyle she dreamed about for so long, but the security of repose could not dispel her adventurous nature. A lifelong fascination with sea life always led her to the ocean. "What is it with you and water, Lil?" Glenn asked. "I thought you were an all-around sort of person." Her hair always bristled when he called her Lil. She had been Lillian or Lily all her life and had not so much as implied permission to use a nickname. Glenn's habit was to assume certain liberties until convinced he was overstepping bounds. At times, it seemed to take forever for him to see the light, even when bluntly told. But she found no lure in becoming his mentor. Glenn was one of the first guys she met after settling on the island just over a year ago. He appeared attracted to her, but his appearance was deceitful, and the relationship went nowhere. At least he turned his back on the Maui Wowie crowd and was not a gigolo like most of the men that had crossed her path over the years. Her friends said those men had all been attracted to her strength. Somewhere out there was a nice man for her who would respect and support her need for independence. Lily was fairly certain that Glenn was not that person. At her insistence, he acquiesced to removing his shoes before entering her house, as was the custom in Hawaii, adopted from the Orientals.